And good morning. It is Thanksgiving. How are you doing? I certainly hope well. Odie and I are here. We're going to have a great show coming up at 7. I hope you'll join us. Hang around for that. Talk about how the weather changes with the blink of an eye. When I first got here, we were looking at high somewhere, I don't remember if it was 63, 72, somewhere along there. Now the National Weather Service has changed this, and Mother Nature has changed her mind. Temperatures are going to be falling, get this, to 52 throughout the day. Drastic change, is it not? Boy, oh boy, it will be cloudy throughout the day. We've got a 25-mile-an-hour gust that will also be accompanying this, so it could be brisk. We'll give you full details here in just a moment as we update the weather forecast. How do you feel? We certainly hope so. It is Turkey Day. What a wonderful day as we get ready for that. I hope you'll get to share it with friends and family, whoever it is that you like to be around. Do that today. Enjoy yourself. And if you've got a neighbor that, can't get out so long, do a little sharing. It won't hurt a bit to do something like that. Already, can y'all believe this? November the 28th, less than a month away from Christmas. This has been one of the fastest years of my life. I truly feels like it just turned January a few weeks ago, and we were projecting about this and that, and now here we are getting toward the end of the year and the countdown to 2025. Wow, oh wow. We're up and coming. Let's go get a good word.
The end of the book of Proverbs, chapter 24, paints a very vivid picture that I think we would benefit from hearing. Now, starting there in verse 30, it says, I passed by the field of a sluggard, by the vineyard of a man lacking sense, and behold, it was all overgrown with thorns. The ground was covered with nettles, and its stone wall was broken down. Then I saw and considered it. I looked and received instruction. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest. And poverty will come upon you like a robber, and want like an armed man. Now what's pictured here is the absolute foolishness and vulnerability of being lazy. You see, that's what a sluggard is, a lazy person. They avoid work, putting forth any effort. They procrastinate and make excuses. They lack initiative and desire. They're neglectful. They fail to take care of responsibilities, so things around them are often in disrepair and chaos. Like the sluggard's vineyard, a sluggard's life is often overgrown with metaphorical thorns and is littered with nettles and broken down walls. Laziness leads to a mess. And in the end, the sluggard's life, every day he's in precarious situations because he has left himself vulnerable. As this proverb says, poverty will come upon you like a robber, and want like an armed man. Their life of supposed ease will very quickly give way to desperation and despair. So beloved, don't be a sluggard. Get up. Do what has to be done. Don't put off to tomorrow what could be done today. Tend to the vineyard of your life, and it'll produce blessing for you. And then you'll be ready when difficulty comes your way. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. Boy, we sure are getting a lot of happy Thanksgiving in. From the bottom of our hearts, we can't thank you enough for that. So good to be here and be a part of your lives each and every day, that what we do affects you, and hopefully it's helpful. We certainly hope so. As we look forward to Monday, the closing argument is going to be coming up in Daniel Penny. Do y'all remember him? He's the vet that was on the subway. Couldn't help but notice a man bothering other people. Probably was going to hurt him, and he jumped into action and saved them, and the guy died along the way. He's been taken to court, trying to be charged with murder. I think it was self-defense to help others. Maybe not self-defense, but it was to help others. Let's hope that justice prevails in this. We wait to see closing arguments roll in on Monday as they'll go back to trial. We certainly hope that it turns out well. The Ohio governor has signed in, and I'm sure there's going to be some mad, transgender bathroom ban. Basically, it says you got to go where you were born. Whatever you were born with is where you go to the restroom. Again, there's going to be some that are not happy with that decision. That's just the way it is, as Walter Cronkite would say. This is thieves get a little bit smarter every day. They have gotten now to where I don't know whether they've hacked. This is the part that I don't know. To where you buy a phone from AT&T or you buy it from a different company, it's shipped to your home. They've gotten to where they get into where they know where these tracking numbers are going and what the product is. And then they come to your home and steal it from your porch pirates. But they've gotten more and more clever as to where they know where the packages are going and what's in them when they arrive. Wow. What is going to be done? Something has to be invented. I've seen boxes put in front of houses. That's not the answer. But something has to happen to where it's secure when a package is dropped off at your home. I'm not sure if it's kind of like the doggy door. Something needs to be invented that blends in with a home that works well. We'll see. It's the land of the free and the home of the brave. We used to have a lot of entrepreneurs. Somebody's going to come up with something that stops all this when a package is delivered. It won't be stolen from your house. We'll wait to see what happens with this. Fox News has had a case thrown out. A guy was suing them over the January 6th, or what some call in the news, the J6 conspiracy theory. He said that they defamed him. Court didn't see it that way, and they've cleared Fox News of it. Stowaway. You just don't hear about stowaways. I think the last time I heard about it, what was it? The Titanic. Yeah. Jack. But this actually happens. How you pull it off, I'm unsure, but a stowaway was discovered on a flight from New York to Paris. Went through the security check, gave ID, but somehow or another slipped on a plane that he or she, it didn't say, wasn't supposed to be. They said the person was no security risk. Of course, they're going to tell you that after they fumbled the ball and let somebody on a plane. Wasn't discovered until after the plane landed in Paris. Huh. Pretty slick, wasn't it? Here's good news. At least I don't know all the details as of yet, but China, U.S. of A., 3 Americans has been held for years, has been freed in an exchange. That is good. Glad to see our people coming home. Everybody ready for and I'm not sure the time that it will kick off, but the Macy's Day Thanksgiving Parade will be today. Is it 7, 8 o'clock? It's usually big. We'll see. It'll be coming up this morning. The today host will be the MCs of the parade this year. And again, I saw that picture of Lauren Green yesterday pop up on the timeline that he was the MC one time from Bonanza. Do y'all remember that? That's happening today. I hope you enjoyed it if you look forward to things like that. This is neat, and of course we know today is the day that the lady who invited the wrong guy, this is their 9th year to do this. Well, we see a little bit different twist. A United States Post Office worker. He was delivering mail and found somebody that was hurt. He stopped and picked him up, helped him. Their families invited his to come over and spend Thanksgiving with them, and they're going to do that. They're making a big deal out of it, and that's good. It's always good to see Americans helping one another. And who knows, they may not have had a place to go for Thanksgiving. I'm not sure, but they're going to be spending it together. Hit his head. He was an elderly guy, and his family wanted him to come. That's nice. Hope that works out. Tracy Lawrence, y'all remember him, Sticks and Stones? We brought him to Meridian at one time. He was out at the Lauderdale County Agri Center. He had a bunch of string of it. Time marches on. You remember that? He started this in his backyard a few years ago, to where he was cooking turkeys for the homeless by himself and going and giving them. Well, it's turned out to be a big deal. It was 19 years ago. He cooked 1,500 turkeys this week. It's in the Nashville area. They've given some frozen ones to other areas there to help out during the year. But 1,500 turkeys cooked to give to those who wouldn't have a Thanksgiving meal. Big thank you to Tracy for doing that. Been a long road coming for that boy. Doing something good, I'm glad. This is sad, but at some point, and Odie would probably be one of the ones that could probably speak more from the heart from this than I can. But at some point, when someone is missing, a search, a rescue, there has to be an ending to it, to where you know that your team cannot find this person and you have to pack up and leave. And that's just the case here as we go for an Oregon woman, an elderly lady that's been missing. Her and her 2 dogs went on a hiking adventure. I think she's in her mid-60s. They can't find her. They've been searching for 4 days. They're going to reevaluate information, but it's grim. We hope she is found, and we know that it's not warm there. God bless them. And I don't know the answer to this, but I do know that there are those that complain, and then there's some truth to some places. Let's take for prison. It's not for people like me or Odie, I don't think. We wouldn't last very long in prison.
We look too good.
Yeah. I can hear Cletus T. Judd. My cellmate thinks I'm sexy. He's always staring at me. Y'all remember that song? But that's on the lighthearted side, but we do know, and we don't know all the truth. You do know that there are prisons to where things go on that aren't good, that aren't right. I don't have the answer for this, but this is going to be in Virginia. There's a prison there. Over the course of the last month, they've had 3 prisoners set themselves on fire to try to gain attention that has horrible conditions and they need help. They're hoping that that will gain traction. Again, they just may be 3 people that wanted to set themselves on fire. It could be bad. We don't know the whole truth. We're not behind it. We see in Maryland, and this stuff happens, and we've often talked, I don't know the answer to this. You can go into prison as a person that doesn't know a lot about criminal activity, and when you leave, if you get out, you've got a PhD in it. You've hung around the worst of the worst, and you've picked up skills while you were in there of how to go do things. This is the unthinkable. Maryland prisoner killed by a cellmate. That happens more than we think or we know across America. It's our 2 cents on prisons this morning. Again, I don't have any of the answers to that. Top of mind awareness and a few of the headlines that are happening will like that, dealing with prisons. How do you know when you've made it big? When you have a 5-year contract that's worth $182 million. That's a lot of money, isn't it? Blake Snell, anybody ever heard of him? Dodgers is where he's headed. Ball. $182 million for 5 years. Oh, you're going to have to do the arithmetic on that and figure that out per hour over the course of 5 years what this guy's going to be making. And that's if he worked 8 hours a week.
8 hours a week.
Yeah, we'll let Odie figure this out. We'll come up with that figure coming up at the top of the hour. It's a lot of money. $182 million. Now, Dak probably got more than that, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
He just sits on the bench now, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Did they ever have a good year? Seriously,
Yeah, his first.
No,
2
I'm
or
talking
3
about
was great.
that first year. You know, when he was making nothing, he done great. But when he got the big money, it didn't. They've never been to a Super Bowl, right?
Not with him. No.
Right. Yeah. No Super Bowl.
They barely made it.
You think
the
he could?
playoffs.
You think he could go back as coach at Mississippi State?
Oh yeah, anybody can right now. I was thinking about putting my application.
Do that on weekends. Odie Barrett, head coach at Mississippi State. Just a thought. Puff Daddy, as we all found out yesterday, did not get released from prison. That was his 3rd time. He wanted to go home for Thanksgiving. It ain't happening. He's going to stay where he's at. He's somewhere probably singing, Please Come Home for Christmas. Not happening at all there. Drone stocks shot up yesterday. Why? Oh, it was a certain company, as they announced that Donald Trump Jr. would be on the advisory board. Stocks shot through the roof immediately. You might want to see if we can buy some of those.
Yeah.
What is the name of this company? Unusual Machines in Orlando, Florida, if you're looking to buy. Don't know a whole lot about the company, but it is shooting up there. This is, let me see, $12.4 billion. That's a lot of money, isn't it? When was the last time you flew anywhere? Now, it's probably been 5 to 7 years since I flew. Okay, 6. As we look at this, do you remember the last time you bought one and they wanted to know if you wanted more leg room, if you wanted to sit on an aisle, or if you wanted a window seat? Yep. They've made, what was that number again? $12.4 billion just by reassigning seats. That's on top of what they've already charged you to fly. But if you wanted to rearrange that tack-on fee, airlines, that's a lot of money. A lot of money. Now, again, I'm sure it's expensive to own an airplane and fly it every day. Don't get me wrong. But wow, ton of money there. What else is happening today? We talked about this. I think the Massachusetts guy who's getting out of jail. Now, they have a cap in Massachusetts, although he's been awarded $13 million. Wrongfully put in jail for a murder he did not commit. He's been freed. The actual cap is $1 million is what he will get. And the jury awarded him $13 million. But he walks away in reality after getting out with $1 million to start his life. Odie, am I right that Uncle Sam would come calling and take half of that?
Oh, yeah.
And truly, he's going to maybe get 450, 500 at best, maybe 515.
Yep.
I'm telling you, folks, we are ate up with taxes. Tax, and more tax, aren't we? Everywhere. You get paid, you're taxed. You go to the gas station, you're taxed. You go to the grocery store, you're taxed. It's not over yet. Then you get taxed with land taxes. Tax on cars. The American citizen is having a tough time, Mr. President. I hope he's there to save us. My 2 cents on that. Let's see what else we've got this. I really got to look at this. This is one, I think it was NBC News earlier this morning that pointed out that, and I just haven't seen this, that Thanksgiving meals are cheaper. If you go to the grocery store this year, your meal is cheaper than last year. Bananas and things are real high. I could have missed something here. Is it a right or leaning? I don't know. Anybody been to the grocery store really have the statistics on that? Just something about that doesn't add up. I could be wrong. On the way, we're going to do your weather forecast to let you know what to expect today. It is Thanksgiving. Those are a few of the headlines that are shaping America, things that you need to know as you get up and start your day. We'll be back. And matter of fact, we're going to get all local at 7 o'clock, tell you the things that you need to know in our area. We've got a special guest, an author coming in that's written a book that was, I think he was originally from Meridian, if I remember right. We'll talk to him. That's on the way at 7. Join us. Might be kin to the High Sheriff. That's what we're hearing. We'll be right back with that weather forecast.
The most wonderful time of the year is just around the corner, and Al's Garden and Gift is ready for a magical Christmas season. From sparkling Christopher Radko ornaments to custom wreaths by Wanda, we've got your holiday decor covered. Looking for the perfect gift? Try our custom baskets packed with treats like Mississippi cheese straws and old-fashioned peppermint sticks. And be sure to add vibrant colors to your outdoors with pansies and snapdragons. Charm and beauty await your home this wonderful season. Merry Christmas from Al's Garden and Gift.
Go see Al. He'll take care of you there. Get you that fancy flashlight if you ever need one that's good. The Scotty Ray flashlight. Boy, I'm telling you, you can see with that. And I use that on scenes. Al's got those in stock this year for those Christmas stockings. Let's get into our forecast.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Record highs, record lows back in 16. That really wasn't all that long ago until you start doing the arithmetic. And that's, what, 9 years?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Eight years. I was close.
8 years.
Yeah, this is 24. I had 25 in my head, but wow. Back in 1938, it was a low of 19 on this date. As we look for today, they just changed this. This says 63. We started out with this high today. They've changed this to where temperatures are going to be dropping to 52 today throughout the day. Right now, it's 59, gusts of up to about 25 miles an hour, so a change on that there. I want to be correct about that. That happened as we were putting it together. As we look to Demopolis, they were kind of on target there, 57, 55 in Birmingham, and that could be getting updated as well as we look at all of this. Here's what we got. Frost freeze. Boy. And we're going to show you the days and what's coming. But from Saturday through Monday night, we're going to see temperatures into the 20s. Y'all be ready for this. It's going to be cold. Again, if you do not have your gas bought, make sure to get that tomorrow. Call them on Black Friday so they'll get you some propane delivered. If you don't have your firewood, make sure to get all of that. You're going to need it. It's coming up. Take care of yourself. Make sure that you're warm. And don't forget your pets. We need those little fellows all nice and warm. Now, we earlier, I'll show you on radar where the storms are. Here's what we've got when it comes to the 8 to 10 day temperature outlook. Still cool in Mississippi. We got some normal weather coming. Above average out in California as we look to our west. Now, here's our forecast that, well, it's going to end up cold. We're dropping this down, as we'll told you. This just got updated to a 52 as it decreases throughout the day. Tonight, low of 36. Here comes the cold weather. Friday night, a low of 29. Highs of only in the 50s over the weekend. 29 tonight. Y'all be ready for this on Friday night. Saturday night, a low of 30. Sunday night, 28. Monday night, 28. Burr, and burr. Somebody get a electric blanket and let me charge another battery for my jacket.
How many batteries you got for your
I got three batteries. And if you run it on high, it'll go about 45 minutes each. My wife knew that I couldn't handle things. Winter's just not for me. As we look ahead to another week in December, we go all the way to the 12th of December. Here we go. Mid-60s is what we're looking at. Temperatures will be somewhere 40, 44, somewhere around in there. Slight chances of showers as we head toward Christmas Day. Again, did I mention it's going to be cold the next 3 nights? Oof. Let's talk about fishing. What's the best times today? Major time is 9:30 this morning to 11:30 if you can handle the wind. If you're good with that, it's going to be a great day of fishing. North wind 10 to 15 with gust of 25 miles an hour. A minor time this afternoon from about 2:30 to 4:30 if you're going to be out. Now, let's look at that deer hunting side of things as we look today here. Everybody used to, and I did when it was Thanksgiving, as soon as the meal is done, you run to the bushes. You got to go hunt. Just felt compelled to do it. One of the busiest days in the woods is today. Game wardens will be probably highly active. What's that game warden chart? What's the risk of getting a ticket today?
It might be pretty high.
Pretty high. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, they're mad because they're not eating Thanksgiving lunch. Major time today is 8:40, and it should last through about 11. Now, your next major time is way after dark, but you do have a minor time. You got to go. It's Thanksgiving afternoon from about 2:30 until 3:30. I'll go ahead and stay to dark. It'll be okay. Sunrise at 6:30 this morning. Sunset's going to hit around 4:49 p.m. right before. It keeps backing up somewhere around there around 4:50 each day. Gust again as high as 25 miles an hour is what we've got. Let me turn it down so we can hear in here. That's our hunting outlook. Now, let's go here and take a look at what we've got on radar this morning to show you where the storms are, what it's done. Let me back over here and pull this up where we can see. Here's radar this morning. This is that line of storms that moved through earlier. It went to the south of us and has moved on. Now, we have seen some tornado warnings this morning that happened right outside south of Montgomery in this area right in here. One was issued right before 6 o'clock this morning. We didn't have any severe weather here. As we'll look at this, as a matter of fact, it got pushed south. This is where that serious weather got pushed, right where that is, down around Richton, Hattiesburg, east into Millery, Alabama, Grove Hill, all the way across to Auburn, these areas here, and it goes up the East Coast. We missed this, which is great. As you'll see out in Abilene, Wichita, we got a bunch of cold weather up here. Look at that. Freeze watch is in effect. They're up around Shreveport, though. A freeze warning is in effect, and that's probably going to be moving into our area the next few nights as we look at this radar system. Let's turn this off here so we can get rid of that. And again, we're fortunate on that. But if you're over these areas south of Selma, south of Montgomery, you're getting wet this morning. All clear in East Mississippi, all the way back to Vicksburg and northward throughout the state of Mississippi. Looks good throughout Tennessee. Not bad there either. We got a few showers and fog up around Asheville if you're going to be in the Carolinas this morning. That's a brief outlook on that. Already 6:53 somehow or another. I've run my mouth a little bit, haven't I? We got to get coffee on. Y'all get yours. We're going to be back with ours. I got Folgers. I don't know about y'all. I just can't do. It's a mental thing. I cannot drink another brand. Really. That's why I have trouble drinking coffee away from home. It's not mine. That's petty, isn't it? But I've gotten used to Juan, who brings it up on the donkey, and I really like that brand. Harold's cousin. He's worked hard all these years. We'll be right back as we'll get the morning show underway at 7. Join us, won't you?